Okay, good morning. It's the 25th of March 2022 and we're about to head out to the AIS track for the Chinmoy 24 hour. This will be my second 24 hour after having done the event last year, so I've got a rough idea on how things are going to go, but it's one of those things that whatever happens, happens, and I'll go out there, give it my best. We're out at the AIS ready for the 24 hour. It's about half an hour to go. Got the 48 hour runners going around at the moment. Got a light breeze at the moment, which is quite good. A little bit of cloud cover, so should have some pretty good conditions for the event, but as I said before, whatever happens, happens. And hope to have a good 24 hours out there and have some good conversations and fun while we're at it. We're just over halfway. I was a tick over 117 through the half, at second place or something, so still moving okay. Can't complain at this point. Just got to keep moving forward and just get there in the end. This is it. I'm gonna get there. 200. I thought I'd do my post-run report as I walk, well, slightly hobble around the local footy field. Overall, feeling pretty good. I still have a swollen left knee. Sort of looks like it's the size of a shot put at the moment, but been icing it and it's slowly getting better. Right leg's perfectly fine, that's back to normal. But yeah, just treating it. It's it's one of those battle wounds from having done an ultra. So for the day, we kicked off at 12 PM on the 25th and settled into a pretty comfortable pace early on. Was turning over about the same time every lap, give or take a few seconds. Continued that on for quite a few hours. It was a little bit warm out there, certainly warmer than was expected. It was supposed to be a little bit windy and possible rain, but it sat in the low 20s for a while there. About the 5-hour mark or so, I think having run through the heat of the day started to catch up on me, and certainly between 5 and 6 hours was a low point, and I didn't feel overly great, but it's still early in the piece, so there's plenty of time to go. I sort of backed off a little bit and just took it a little bit easier. I sat down for a couple of minutes at 6 hours and regrouped, and before taking my first major break for about 4 or 5 minutes at 8 hours. Once the heat of the day had died down and it became night and cooled down, it was a lot better, and was able to break that bad patch, get by about 9 hours, get back into some really good running again, and some really good form. I changed from just running continuously I broke it down into running about 4 to 5 laps, give or take, before walking 1 to 1 1/4 laps. And that seemed to work for a while, and as we moved on, that changed. At the halfway mark, I was around 117k or so at the 12 hours. Still felt pretty good at that point. Still a long way to go, but was moving forward. I'd been taking on plenty of food and drink, and felt quite comfortable, so continued on. At about 14-15 hours or so, I'm working out calculations in my head on when I could, in theory, walk in 200k, and was getting under 7. I got to I had to average 6.7k an hour, and then it was 6.5, and with the strategy of which had then dropped to about walking 1 lap and then running for 3 to 4 laps was still working, and eventually it dropped down, but I figured the closer I can get it to 6k an hour, the better off I'll be. Once I got to about 18 hours, so it was 6 o'clock in the morning, I guess I'd hit another bit of a bad patch, and it was like, this isn't fun anymore. It just didn't feel that way, but you know, it is what it is. But I, continued on. I brought down I was still doing more than 7.5k an hour at that point, so I was running a lot more than I had in the previous year, so that was a bonus. At the 21-hour mark, I became good again, and felt even more comfortable. It's like I got that second, or if not now third wind, and had an eye on a couple other runners in the field. I was still in second place at this point, so Tom Allen was in first, I was in second in the male field, sorry. Then a couple of other runners, Scott and Luke, they were third and fourth. A couple of the women, Cassie and Chrissy, I think they were second and third outright. They were in just like a beast mode all day. They were just absolutely crushing it, which was amazing. But it was just shy of 22 hours that I had overtaken my previous best from the year before, which was 187.77. So I was stoked that I was so far ahead of where I was the year before. And when I got to 22 hours, I had to average, I think I had 9.6k or something. It was like 4.8 an hour, into the finish, and I was a little bit emotional for probably a good 10 minutes around that mark, for two reasons. One was I knew I'd hit a personal best, and two was that I was going to hit 200k, which was, I don't like setting goals when I do running. I'm not a goal setter, but I'd sort of half set a goal of 200k would be nice to hit. That would be a good benchmark. And sure enough, I was going to hit it. As we were moving on, I had to keep an eye on Scott and Luke as they were doing a run-walk strategy of run the straights, walks the bends, and pulling me in. So it sort of forced myself to run half a lap, 3/4 a lap, or a full lap, to sort of reduce the amount of distance that they were pulling me back per lap, or every so many laps. And they got close. I think with an hour to go, Scott was either on the same lap or he was only one or two behind. And I'll just check. So I figured he was going to catch me, but so I figured, okay, well, I'm probably, the way they're going, I'm probably on track for 4th place, which I was fine with. I mean, I was going to hit 200k, and so that was a bonus as it was. In the end, they didn't quite catch me, and I ended up finishing 2nd in the men's event, 4th overall, 204.043k. So I put a personal best of what's that, 16 and a quarter k over the year before. Absolutely stoked with that. Really good event. I mean, you got to think that the top 6 entrants overall did over 200 kilometers. That's an amazing achievement. And the top 8 overall went over 100 mile. So they all hit that pretty big benchmark of hitting 100 mile in 24 hours. So overall, once again, fantastic event, fantastic organisers, support out there from all the other crews and teams and runners, walkers, everybody. It was just an amazing level of support and that comes out of these events, that we're all out there as solo runners or walkers or athletes, but we're all out there to give our very best and have fun and go as far as we can. And I think most of us achieved that on the day. So that's my report, 204.043k, 2nd place in the 2022 Sri Chinmoy 24-hour race in Canberra. And I'll look forward to doing another one in the future.